This is Chris Wiggins with the Democratic Freedom Caucus. Just had a great talk with Kelly and Harry. We spoke about politics. We spoke about, hold on, I didn't do something right. So please come check us out. Oh, crap, hold on. What part? We spoke about, let me redo that. We talked a lot about the Spa Girl vodka. We spoke about, dang it. All right, I'll redo it. One more. This is the last one. I'll get out this take, I promise. This is Chris Wiggins with the California Democratic Freedom Caucus. Just had a great talk with Kelly and Harry. We spoke about dancing, we spoke about politics, we spoke about Spa Girl vodka, and we spoke about Star Wars as well. Make sure you tune into the show, and please come check out the California Democratic Freedom Caucus. Thank you.
Hi, you are back with hashtag Harry and Kelly.
Ooh.
Back on set.
We're back. Today we're with Chris Wiggins, politician, social activist, an amazing guy, upstanding guy. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you for
An outstanding citizen.
That's a heck of a compliment. Thank you so
And we're all
much.
in presidential blue. I love it.
Yes.
We all knew. We got
Very
the medal.
California.
It's going to be very
It's
politically correct.
It's not, but
Now
we're
might
going to
get
try.
a little incorrect.
I know. I'm a little
All
worried.
right, perfect. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it
I know.
on.
Please excuse our questions.
No problem.
Before we get them.
No problem. I think someone once said that's change we can believe in. So I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So, in stalking you and figuring out your life, which we were doing.
She's quite the stalker.
Quite the stalker.
Good.
You gotta be. Research.
Research.
So you were up for, please explain what it is, because I'm not good with it, but
Yes.
27th Democratic Caucus it was that you were up for?
So I was actually a candidate in 2016 for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 37th district.
Wow.
And is that for small businesses?
Well, we do help small businesses, and that's part of our platform. I'd say that it's for all Americans, though.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I love how you talk.
Oh, thank you.
Everything I say is going to sound
Listen,
so
no
dumb.
problem.
I'm
I
sorry.
credit my mom on tons and tons of speech classes that I didn't want to go to, where we would spend time pronouncing Mufasa and Rafiki and like any odd Disney character's name. So I thank her for that.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
And I like
Very
your hand
eloquent.
placement. I want to try doing that.
Very
yeah.
eloquent, handsome. He must be a politician.
I have a napkin in my lap when I eat.
Well, yeah, there's a mixture. It goes between Lego, knee over knee, right, and then like this, and you gotta kind of bounce back and forth. So, yeah, you gotta appear not to be tight or anything.
Yeah,
so just
you're
relaxed.
very
Yes.
zen.
Nice.
Very zen.
I like
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I know karate now.
This is the wax on, wax
The
off,
voice.
right?
It's
It's,
your
yes,
voice.
it's just.
So do you ever, since you are a politician, do you ever feel pressure to act a certain way or, not do things? Because I've seen you in the club. He's my friend. I've seen him in the club.
Well, I think that there's a decorum that you really need to think about, and
okay.
so perhaps it's may have just you get like a local Bud Light or something
Yeah.
that's not
No
going to tear you
grinding in the
no
club.
grinding, no
I
grinding.
did not see him
Yeah,
grinding.
so, yeah, no,
He kept it to Bud
no,
Light.
Yeah.
He's very respectful
no
to
hugs.
women.
It's it's
Yeah.
like hey, just right and
You're not allowed to hug people?
Well, you have to be careful how it can be construed.
Can't. Yeah, he
yeah.
shakes hands. He gives girls a firm handshake. Like,
Yes,
ow.
yes. Just,
really?
yeah, give them the death grip on the hand, but yeah, the key is you want to make sure that in a picture you want to make sure your hand placements are sort of like here, and that it's kind of hard to make it look natural, but you have to be aware of sort of all right, how can pictures be construed, what you might be tagged in. So
I would
yes.
be screwed.
Yeah.
I could never be a politician.
Can you
Yeah.
see me being a politician?
No.
No, that would be bad.
Both get
Yeah.
arrested.
I think the hardest thing is
I'd be in TMZ every day.
well, I think the biggest thing is you want to make sure that when you're dancing, you really have to come correct. If you're out there dancing and it just looks bad, it's like, all right, now he sucks at dancing, and also what's he doing dancing in the club? But if
You have to
if
ballroom dance at a club.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you have a nice moonwalk or you have a nice Dougie or so, they're like, you know what? I can vote for this guy. If it just looks bad and you look uncoordinated, they're like, all right, he shouldn't be at the club anyway,
Yes.
and he had a Bud Light. Get him out of here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's something you always think
Interesting.
about.
That-
So
you have to-
calculation.
Oh my God. The things you have to think about.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. You probably have to think about what you eat, like where you're seen, who you're with. who you date, like all those things.
So, I mean, if you've looked at like Steve Bannon in politics, you don't really have to worry about what you eat. Like Steve Bannon's a perfect example. So it's, but you do have to think about, hey, where I'm gonna take a date. Like you said, who am I gonna date?
Yeah.
And just like a lot of little things as well.
Yeah.
So, really kind of crafting the social media behind that becomes extremely important, as you never know what you think is innocuous, someone can be completely offended by. So
True.
you want to be as milk with toast as possible.
Yeah. My dad would call it keeping your nose clean.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Harry, keep your nose clean.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like
That's
that.
so
Yes.
cute.
Yes.
My
Oh
mom would
God.
be like, bring your tissues.
Well, I'm going to be a bad influence right now, and
Yeah.
we're going to drink a little bit.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Oh my God.
Do you like vodka?
I love
Are you-
vodka.
Okay,
I love
we're,
vodka.
We're
Yes.
going to try Spa Girl.
We don't have
Okay.
water on this set.
no water.
Okay.
No water.
We
All
are,
right, no
we are
problem.
going to be
No-
drinking
Yeah.
Spa
Hell no
Girl.
H2O, right?
No water.
No
Anybody-
H2O.
No H2O, okay.
No
water.
H2O. So this is gluten-free, low calorie. It's only
Perfect.
33 calories per cup, I think.
Okay.
Something. Yeah. It's,
All
or
right,
no,
this
it's
goes into
45
the watch what
calories
you eat
per
thing,
cup.
all right?
Yes.
The low calorie vodka.
Yes. And it's only 33 proof, so you're being responsible.
All right, yes,
You know?
yes.
And it tastes good. So
Yes.
yeah, so when you go to the club, you can drink this or
Perfect, thank you.
It makes you more creative.
Yes. All right, perfect.
Yeah, that's also part of
helps
it.
with
Makes you more
crafting
creative.
Yeah, it
policy.
helps with creating art.
makes
I
him
love
even
it.
more eloquent.
Makes me more creative. Don't drink Spa Boy.
Don't drink
You
Spa
are very
Boy.
creative.
Just Spa Girl.
Only Spa Girl.
Yeah.
What about Spa Woman?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it-
I believe.
see?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
See,
Is that-
woman. Yeah, yeah.
Is that the
I'm a-
advanced? Is that the advanced version of
Yeah.
Spa
Yeah,
Girl?
that is. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the victory party, campaign
Yes.
victory party version.
Yeah, that's
All
like the
right.
Chris.
No, we don't
No,
want
that's the crystal.
We don't want to get cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Yes,
to Chris.
cheers. Let's get it there. Yes.
Chris
All
for
right.
president.
It's so exciting having a politician on the show. That's a rare,
and
it's
it
a
is-
rare
So
occurrence.
rare, yeah.
Super rare.
So that like makes me. Would you ever consider one day running for president? Like, does that appeal to you, or is that just a lot?
That's a great question. I'd say, well, I need to focus on winning an election first, which is most important. I think that when you look at the presidency, that's probably not necessarily my calling. But I'd be down to help anybody else that's in a position to do that, as I think that it's look, that's the highest level of civic duty you can have, and you subject yourself to a lot of scrutiny. And there's a lot of deep dives like within your family and like a ton of circumstances. So that's something I try to be mindful as well with everyone that's within my family. But I'd say that anyone that's trying to do it, I'll be right there with them. And if I have a friend out there that becomes president, I'll run for Senate just so that I can deliver him a vote. So.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice. What a nice
Wow.
guy.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
are a nice guy.
This is-
Politicians are all about philanthropy.
True. True.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you're doing it for the greater good.
Yes.
That's why
Instead
he's
of
here. He's a
self-
philanthropist. Yeah, he's giving back. He's giving back to the host community.
Yeah, we appreciate
Well,
it.
you guys are giving back to me, right? Number one, you gave me vodka, right? So that's
what
the
we're
greatest
doing.
sign.
Yeah, you see, we're a charity
Yes,
organization.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it
It's
is great.
really
This
good.
is the most altruistic
We
thing
get
I've had
people
before,
buzzed.
so I thank
as
you
a
for
charity.
this.
We get
Yeah.
people buzzed.
Yeah,
Not drunk, buzzed.
just buzz.
Yeah,
Just
it's like,
slightly
give back,
tipsy.
we
Yes.
give back.
Just
we
a tad
save,
bit.
we save emotions.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Not
it. Yes.
necessarily lives.
Yeah.
We're just having a good time here.
Yes,
And we're
we-
trying to educate ourselves on politics.
Yeah, most political discussions happen over alcohol. So,
Cheers
yes.
to
So
that.
this is
Cheers to
learning.
that.
Let
This
us know
is
where your
Schoolhouse
next
Rock right now.
ballot is. We'll vote for you.
Thank you.
I'll vote for you.
Thank you. I
Perfect.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. Thank
And we
you.
have to take a little break, but we'll
Okay.
be back
We'll
with
be
Chris
back.
Wiggins after that. My name is Kelly Russo. I'm the host of Downtown LA Talks, and this is my life. I grew up in Santa Clarita, California. I went to UC Davis because I wanted to be a veterinarian. Once I got there, realized I didn't want to be a vet. I got into law school upon graduating UC Davis. I didn't go, to my parents' dismay, and I became a high fashion model. Did a ton of runway, print fashion, blah, blah, blah. Booked a movie role and started acting from there. Found my true love, and now I'm a host in Los Angeles, California. This is my life.
Hi, my name is Harry Howard. I am the host of Pod Crash with Harry Howard, and this is my life. I started an internship at Warner Brothers Pictures while in school at UC Santa Barbara. I took my own office I interned at 5 other production companies. It was an amazing experience. I then eventually landed in the mailroom at Creative Artist Agency. It was an awesome experience. I was in it over a year. I got to work on a desk in the comedy department and work as an assistant in the talent department for different agents. I got fully exposed there. Everybody told me it's impossible to make it as an actor. You can't do that. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to become an actor. I broke the news to my parents. I broke the news to my bosses. Everybody was like, all right, good luck. And so far, I think it's paying off. According to everyone around me, they're telling me it is. I host my own show. This is my life.
Hey guys, we're back with Chris Wiggins. Woo!
Thank
We've
you.
been drinking over the
Yes.
break, having some
We
fun.
have.
Plenty,
All
plenty.
right. This is the best. You said the best
This is the
political
be-
talk is
yes.
over.
Hello,
some
Yes.
alcohol.
politician.
This is correct.
So what's the future? What's the future?
Yeah,
for?
what's the future
Yeah.
of politics?
I see big
besides,
things,
Besides
like-
presidency.
Thank you.
No.
Besides
Like, I'd vote
presidency,
for you.
thank
Like,
you. I
what you want?
appreciate that. I appreciate.
I'd be unbelievable. I would vote for him right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm registering to vote.
Thank you. Okay.
Again.
See, I was hoping you already
Again.
were, but
I'm registering
Yeah.
again. I'm registering twice. Be like,
Yeah.
what are you doing back here?
He's
I'm like,
taking his own
obviously
death
don't-
and
yeah,
then
obviously
registering
don't-
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I know the politician personally. that I'm voting for. Yeah, you might
yes.
read the news. I met him before it
You
was in
sound
the
like your
news.
parents right now, huh?
Look
I
at
know,
this.
yeah,
This
like
is
crap.
Frank
I met
Sinatra
that
and JFK.
politician.
My
It's
son, you better vote for
Frank
him.
Sinatra and JFK. We have it happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, just a
And JFK.
partnership. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
I like
Yeah,
that.
soirees and all that.
Soirees.
Soirees, yeah,
I'll
soirees
be
where they
there.
drink as well.
No, no. I'll be
So-
Jackie O. Jackie O.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.
Oh, speaking of
Yes.
Jackie O's and Marilyn's,
Yes.
so what's your how do you date if everything is scrutinized in your
Well,
life? Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the best thing. They, a politician looks better when they do have a significant other. So
really? So you have to secure it, okay.
Well, you don't necessarily have to secure it, but I think that looking to have a strong familial connection
Yeah.
is really important. So as far as myself with dating, I think that the scrutiny comes around, okay, just who might you be dating?
and then they'll
if-
go into her history. Like, you have
Yes,
to think
yeah,
about
yeah. So it's
I'm
that
out.
now that might happen.
I'm out.
That might happen at the more.
Why you have me?
Yeah. So yeah.
There are politicians in the house.
Yes,
here.
exactly. Sinatra. I'm telling
This
you.
is politically correct. Oh yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's
girl.
they want to make sure that you're not, and this is not to say anything against them, but you're not going to an establishment where there's a high preponderance of polls and that she's currently working there, right? So they might look at things like
Okay.
that and maybe
Okay.
making sure that she didn't cheat her way through college and
Oh,
things.
I didn't
And
do that.
they want to make sure that you have somebody, you want to look for someone that's sort of on your level. I don't mean that financially wise or kind of standing wise, but they want to make sure that you have someone, intellectually, that they have a
Yeah.
good head on their shoulders,
Yes.
that they have dreams and
And
aspirations.
obviously who agree with your beliefs.
Well, no, they can.
Oh.
I've dated them. I've dated those who have not agreed with me
Oh.
and that have been completely. I lived in.
Opposites attract.
Yeah, I lived in Texas, so I've had a ton of,
Oh,
significant others that have not been
good old
aligned
Southern
with me.
girls
Yes.
that are
Southern
very
girls.
Republican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
That's cool.
it's the big thing is you want to make sure that hey, if they do believe the other side, right, that they're strong in their convictions and it isn't just an act and that they've used some level of intelligence to get there, that's important. So
Nice.
the thing I look for, the thing I look for in a political wife, if you will, is that I don't know why I did the quotes, but
It's like an arrangement.
Yes.
well, yeah, I'd say that in general, as a person, you want someone that has aspirations. That's the most attractive thing that you can get. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Lady, oh, are you single or taken right now?
I'm single. I'm
Ladies.
single.
Ladies. Is there
You
someone
can
walking
have,
by
you can be
that-
have differing political
I
opinions.
feel like this is The Bachelor. Yeah.
We're selling you off
Oh,
tonight.
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
if any ladies
To
want to go to the
charity.
White House,
The highest
Straight
bidder.
to the straight to the
Highest bidder, go to
1600
the White
Pennsylvania
House.
And then
Avenue,
Harry's
right
next.
here.
Yeah.
We'll be
Yes.
like, who wants to do? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm literally here.
Season 2.
It's a charity show.
Yeah.
yeah,
I love it.
We are, yeah.
It's a charity show.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a philanthropist.
Yes.
That's always been a dream.
You're doing your part.
I am.
with
yeah.
the
You're
liquor.
going on
It's
a date, yeah.
Yeah, take part.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
Be
cool.
grinding at the White House.
Awesome. Harry at the
Yeah.
White House sounds. I could see both of you at the White House.
Yeah, well, the
Doing
Frank
some-
Sinatra JFK.
Yeah.
Look, it is happening.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
At
Yes.
the soirees.
He is donating a ton of money, and he's donating a ton of money,
Yes.
and I invite him to like fundraisers to hobnob, and this
Oh
is
my
happening.
gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the future.
Yes.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
it.
We are, yeah.
Speaking
We're
of
gonna
the
throw a
future.
house party at the White House.
Yes.
Am I invited?
You're invited. Everyone who has 5 letters in their name is invited. Everyone with 5 letters in their name is invited. So the 3 of us are, yes. Yes.
K-E-L-L-Y.
Yes.
Perfect.
There we go.
Of course she's invited. All the girls are invited.
Oh. I tell you. Yeah.
Let's not talk about Bill Clinton right now.
Yeah, not a good time for
It'll be like the golden era.
Bill Clinton's not
JFK,
even
Bill
coming up.
Clinton.
Yeah,
It's gonna be wild. Wow. So, speaking of the future, you are involved in so many things, and you have so much on your plate, and you are progressing towards political activism. You're doing all these amazing things. Can you?
So so currently the biggest thing is back in January I was nominated and I actually became chairman for the California Democratic Freedom Caucus. So I've been doing a lot of operations and getting that together throughout the whole state, as there hadn't been a chair in about 14 years basically out here. So it's sort of like, to use perhaps an old metaphor. So I just really kind of feel like Yoda searching the galaxy for Jedi's right now. Don't say that. No? Okay. All right.
Yeah, don't talk dirty to Kelly.
Okay. Yeah. So So yeah, I feel like I'm
like a Princess Leia
traversing Tatooine. Traversing Tatooine and Jakar, just looking for anyone to say, please join me. But so I spent the better part of it. This is the best way to talk Star Wars over a drink too.
Oh my gosh! Put your lightsabers away.
Yeah. So
That's disgusting. For anyone who didn't get that reference, you're not a Star Wars nerd. Congratulations, you're not a weirdo.
He's got a special lightsaber.
Like us are.
That was not a politically correct lightsaber.
Can you guys not compare lightsabers right now? That would be great.
Well,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, I've been working and getting operations running with the California Democratic Freedom Caucus. Outside of that, I still have a 9 to 5. That's weird. 9 to 5. Like usually, it's like really an 8 to 8. I don't know where 9 to 5. Like I haven't seen one of those in like 30 years. Like I'm not even 30, so I've never seen that. But I have my role as a talent acquisition specialist within the technology space, all across Southern California. It really is no big deal. But I'm doing that, and then
You're
now
gonna
we're
have a
working.
million dates after this interview. A million.
Well, you would hope that you just get one girl, right? Just one.
You see, I'll have a million dates.
That is politically correct.
I'll have a million dates.
Yeah, Ariel takes our ass. The two of you would be dangerous, actually.
The Frank Sinatra and JFK. I'm telling you.
I know. It's a dangerous combo.
Oh my God.
It just doesn't end.
I'll be the photographer in the corner, just like.
Thank you. Yes.
Not like that though. That's creepy. Sorry.
All the girls will be like, "Happy birthday, Mr. President."
So So the biggest thing is we want to grow the Democratic Freedom Caucus. A little bit more about that. It's I was going to describe it as it's freedom based, but that's in the name, and you never want to describe something that way. But it's a center progressive based sect of the Democratic Party. So right now we're working with the national DNC, who's in some heat right now. But we're working with them. We're working with them to see if we can kind of start getting these clubs chartered. And it really kind of does provide any Democrat that maybe has a slight variances in terms of some of their beliefs, and we say, you know what, come here, right? If they're perhaps limited government, if they want corporate influence out of politics, right? If you want to get people away from small businesses and intruding, right? That's sort of what the DFC is about, and so we're looking at promoting that as much as we can and building up that base within California.
Wow. I don't know everything he said, but it sounded amazing.
It was political talk, right? It was political.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Delightful. You got my vote anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Ladies,
my vote
single.
for sure.
Thank you.
For sure.
They're starting the bromance already.
Yes.
So I like
the
it.
Tatooine bromance. It's
Stop
Stop it.
All right.
Too much.
The Naboo.
Too much.
Yes, this is Team Naboo. It's all blue here. Right?
Stop. It's like woman porn. It's like woman porn up in here. Stop it. Stop it. Men in suits talking about Star Wars and how they have jobs. Okay? To me, that's that's pornography.
Yeah.
Get out of here. All right. On that note, thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Kelly.
watching,
Thanks,
guys.
Harry.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
You're
Kelly.
amazing.
Thank you, Harry.
Thanks.
All right, thanks for watching. #Harry and Kelly, and we're out of here.
We're out.